the best way to think about your website is to think about it in terms of real estate. What are the 3 most important rules of real estate?
Location, location, location.
Absolutely. Location, location, location. So, if you do a search on a term related to your business, and your results pop up on page 1 of the Google search results, you live in a great neighborhood. You live in a great neighborhood. Particularly if you pop up what we call above the fold. You know, on page 1, sometimes you have to scroll down a little bit to get 8, 9, 10 results. But if you live in that first 1 to 4, 1 to 5 category, boy, that's an exclusive neighborhood. If you live on page 3, 7, 59, you live in the Google ghetto. Nobody will see your site. You might as well not even bother. So, I've come up with a little law of business entropy called this Curtis's law of business entropy. And this is, I found this to be true in many facets of business. I'm sure you guys have experienced the same thing. There's no such thing as standing still in business. If you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. How many people disagree with that statement? Well, come on, no takers? If you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Apparently everybody agrees with that's great, because I intend to prove it today. Let's say, for example, that there's a new sheriff in town. Dr. Evil moves in, and he's moving in on Wally. Right? He moves in and says, boy, I need to pay for this house I just bought. I need to pay off those student loans. I need to pay for this equipment. I need to pay for that Mercedes I just leased. How am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to go to Google, and I'm going to say, what happens when I search for Lakeway Eye Doctor? Well, these are placements by Google, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4 search results. Look where Wally is. Wally, this is your business, right? Wally's at number 3 and number 4. That's great. He lives in a great neighborhood. He lives in a great Google neighborhood. Me, I'm nowhere to be found. Wally, number 3, me, nowhere. That is on February 5th. So what can I do about that? Well, the evening of February 5th, I went out to Blogger and set up a free site. I bought the domain name, lakewayeeyedoctor.com. It cost me $10. I set up this site with some content from a government site on Vision. It's all public domain copy, right? No cost to me. This took me about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes. Now, what do you think happened when I re-Googled Lakeway Eye Doctor on February 7th after running a little bit of search engine optimization campaign, a little bit of internet marketing? What do you think happened?
That hit number 1. Or number 1, 2, or 3.
Not quite, but you're close. You're close. On February 7th, 2 days later, here's me. I'm at number 3, where Wally used to be. I've moved Wally down 1 notch. Now, if you go back and look at this site, lakewayeeyedoctor.com, it's just a placeholder site. It's just a bogus site. There's nothing here, really. And yet, in 2 days, I was able to bump Wally down 1 spot. Now, what happens if I had been a real doctor trying to set up a real practice, or God forbid, 3 or 4 doctors moving into the neighborhood who were targeting the existing business, existing customers? Where do you think Wally would live? What about after 6 months?
Ghetto.
Ghetto.
Ghetto. Right? So if Wally's standing still with his website, he's falling behind. How did he do that? 2 days? I bumped Wally? Man. Well, it's not smoke and mirrors. It's not smoke and mirrors. In fact, Google gives you a lot of tools. But let me first tell you how I didn't do it. I did not do it through traditional media. I did not go out and do a big advertising spend. I did not spend a lot of money with radio, television, print, and newspaper. As I said, I've been in that world for years. Let me tell you, there's nothing. I've got nothing against those media. They have their uses. But for small businesses, you have to count every penny, particularly in your advertising and marketing budget, right? Let me tell you how magazines sell advertising.